COCO GAUFF slams coach over Wuhan Open. Blunder. Sabalenka and Medvedev face. Backlash. Tennis news update. The humid October air in Wuhan carried more than just the weight of the tournament. It carried tension. The 2025 Wuhan Open was supposed to be another step in COCO Gauff's meteoric rise, a routine test before the WTA finals. But what unfolded instead was a storm of emotion, miscommunication, and controversy that rippled far beyond the court. This is a story of how one tactical mistake, one heated exchange, and a chain of fiery reactions shook the tennis world. From COCO Gauff's courtside frustration to the unexpected backlash against Arena, Sabalenka and Daniil Medvedev, the match that sparked it all, the quarterfinal clash between COCO Gauff and Daria Kasatkina was billed as one of the tournament's most anticipated matches. Gauff, fresh off her dominant run at the China Open, had been in formidable form. Her confidence was sky high, her defense near impenetrable, and her athleticism unmatched. Yet something seemed off even before the first serve. Her coach, Jean-Claude Tremblay, had been tinkered with, her strategy urging her to flatten her forehand more aggressively and rush the net, a shift from her baseline heavy rhythm. It was a plan meant to catch Kasatkina off guard, but it backfired. Kasatkina's crafty spin and impeccable timing exploited every weakness in the new approach. Within minutes, Gauff found herself down 1-4, looking repeatedly toward her box, invisible. Frustration. Midway through the second set, a tense moment caught the cameras. Gauff shaking her head, mouthing words toward her coach after missing another approach shot. Why do we change this? Lip readers later decoded. Tremblay remained stoic, but the damage was visible. The match slipped through Gauff's fingers 6-3, 6-4. The loss wasn't catastrophic, but her post-match reaction would ignite a storm. This wasn't my game. The press room eruption. The press room was packed. Local Chinese, reporters, WTA media, and international correspondents filled the space. Gauff, still wearing her visor and visibly frustrated, sat down for what was expected to be a routine Q&A. Instead, it became headline material worldwide. Honestly, I'm not happy, she began. We had a game plan that I didn't believe in. I told my team earlier that it didn't feel right, and I think that showed on court this wasn't my game. The words "we had a game plan" I didn't believe in hit like a bombshell. The tone wasn't malicious. It was raw, honesty. But for the media, it was gold. Within hours, tennis, Twitter, and sports outlets lit up with headlines. Gauff calls out coach after Wuhan loss. Rift and Team Gauff. COCO blamed strategy, not effort. The young champion's reputation for composure made the comments even more striking. Fans debated whether she was justified or out of line. But one thing was certain. Her relationship with Tremblay was under the microscope. Inside Team Gauff, the fallout behind closed doors. Tensions reportedly flared. According to insiders close to the Gauff camp, the player and coach held a private 2-hour discussion. The following morning, Tremblay defended the tactical experiment as a long-term growth step, but Gauff reportedly counted that such risk should not come during major tournaments. I trust my instincts. On court, Gauff told him, as recounted by a source familiar with the conversation. When I say I feel off, I need to be heard. To Tremblay's credit, he accepted partial responsibility in a later interview. COCO is one of the most intelligent players I've ever coached, he said. If there was a communication breakdown, that's on me. We'll fix it. Still, the damage to their public dynamic was evident. For the first time in her professional career, Gauff's calm, Unified image show cracks. Sabalenka and Medvedev collateral controversy. While Gauff's words made headlines, another story brewed in parallel and soon intertwined during a separate media availability. Aina Sabalenka, known for her outspoken personality, was asked about Gauff's comments. Her response, though not intended as malicious, was perceived as dismissive. Sometimes, young players blame their team when things go wrong, Sabalenka said with a smirk. That's part of growing up. The quote spread rapidly on social media, igniting backlash. Fans accuse Sabalenka of undermining Gauff and showing hypocrisy given Sabalenka's own emotional outburst at coaches in previous seasons. Soon Daniil Medvedev, playing the men's draw, was pulled into the discourse after a clip from his post-match interview resurfaced. In it, he remarked, "You can't always change your strategy mid-match just because it feels wrong. Sometimes the coach knows better." Though the comment wasn't directed at Gauff, it was taken that way. Online, the aftermath, lessons learned. By the time Gauff flew to Singapore for her next event, the furor had started to cool. Her focus returned to the court, and her results soon followed. She reached the finals, defeating Sabalenka along the way in a dramatic three-set duel that symbolized poetic closure. After the match, the two hugged at the net. Cameras captured the moment. Sabalenka whispering something in Gauff's ear, Gauff nodding and smiling. It was a visual metaphor for reconciliation, growth, and respect. When asked about it later, Gauff simply said, "Tennis is emotional. We all care deeply. I've learned a lot from this week about myself, about communication, and about staying true to who I am." Reflections from the tennis world. Analysts across networks praise her comeback, not just physically but emotionally. Chris Ever summed it up best. COCO showed accountability, maturity, and fire. That's what champions are made of. Every great player has a moment like this, where they take control of their career. This was COCO's. Meanwhile, Tremblay's approach reportedly evolved. He incorporated more open dialogue in practice, allowing Gauff to call tactical plays mid-session. Their chemistry seemed stronger than ever. The Wuhan Open, once remembered for a blunder, now became the turning point in their professional bond. To break through, a year later, when Gauff looked back on the incident during a documentary interview, she smiled. "That week was tough. I said things in frustration, but it helped me grow. Sometimes conflict creates clarity." Her coach agreed in a separate segment. "That loss in Wuhan, it was our most important." When the words echoed the truth of elite sport, greatness isn't forged by perfection. It's built through the courage to confront imperfection. For Gauff, that moment of defiance wasn't a blemish. It was a spark. Feeling her rise not only as a tennis star, but as a voice of authenticity in a world still learning how to listen. Conclusion: the 2025 Wuhan Open will forever stand as a microcosm of modern tennis. Brilliance, entangled with emotion, strategy, interwoven with humanity. COCO Gauff's confrontation with her coach wasn't just about tactics. It was about trust, agency, and the power to speak one's truth in a sport that often values silence. Sabalenka and Medvedev's involvement only widened the lens, exposing fragility of communication and perception in the social media age. And through it all, one constant emerged: Gauff's grace under fire. Her willingness to question, to learn, and to rise above controversy redefined what it means to lead, not just in tennis, but in sport itself. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share.